Hey friend, it's Gustafson with Assisted Living Investing. I help beginners like you launch their assisted living business in the next 12 months. Excited to have you here with me on the channel. Today we're talking about how to build a community inside of your assisted living facilities that residents and their families just absolutely love. So if you're interested in learning how to do that, make sure you stick around for today's video. Hey friend, it's Gustafson. Welcome back to Assisted Living Investing. Before we get started, I want to remind you to go and grab your free underwriting calculator. Go to assistedlivinginvesting.net, and the big blue box in the top right corner, you can grab your free underwriting calculator that's going to help you launch your assisted living business and understand if this is going to be something that makes sense for you financially moving forward. Now, with that said, let's get into the topic of today's video. We're talking specifically about how can you create a community that residents and their families absolutely love, that's going to allow you to be successful in your building your assisted living business, your assisted living brand, and helping bring those residents and their families into your community and feel valued and excited to be inside of your community. All right, now before we get into how to build it, I want to explain to you why you need to build a strong community for your assisted living business. One of the big reasons why you need to build that community is because it allows those residents to feel valued, to feel excited, to feel loved inside of the community. This is why you need to do that. It really allows you to build that relationship with them and allow them to feel like they belong as they're staying inside of the facility. It's going to help reduce the loneliness that residents feel. That's one of the big hangups that people have about going into assisted living, is they feel like their mom, their dad, they themselves are going to feel lonely, when in reality it's not the case, because there's so many more people there. They're no longer living alone and waiting for the nurse to come. There's 10 residents inside the house and you can talk to them plus the staff, and it allows you to get beyond that loneliness. But that's still a barrier as people are trying to come in to the facility. It allows you to improve mental health struggles. Depression and anxiety can really be negated or reduced by being in a home like assisted living, because it allows you to build those relationships with people and work with them and feel loved again. So it can help out a ton with mental health issues, including things like dementia, because there is regularity and structure to the day, and that can help people out that deal with things like dementia, which can be very, very helpful. It also allows family to feel more confident in the care that's being provided to their loved one. So that's something about like home health is great, but home health is only going to be at the house for a few hours a day, a few hours a week, and then they leave. And then you're going to have the rest of the day or the rest of the week this big gap where there's no extra care there. And that can be a big burden, even just a mental burden on families that want to make sure that their loved ones are receiving the care that they need and deserve. And so that's something that you can help out with as an assisted living facility. And it also encourages social interaction and participation. Going back to loneliness, people feel like they might feel lonely, but in reality there's so much social engagement and activities and things that are going on inside of the facility that allows people to feel, oh cool, yeah, we have this lunch thing, or we're doing a dance party here, or we're playing bingo, or we're doing art class, or whatever it is, yoga, whatever activities you have. It really allows residents to feel engaged and excited about being inside of the facility. So that's another really big thing as a reason for why you should be building out this community. All of those things together come to, giving people a level of comfort that you know what you're doing inside of your assisted living facility, and you can provide that care and that love that they need as they are starting to adjust to the world of assisted living. Now, let's talk a little bit more specifically about how you can build that strong community with your residents. So there's a lot of things that you can do as you're trying to build that community out. Number one is going to be personalizing their room decor. You can allow them to bring in posters or artwork or things that they have from their past life. In one of our facilities, we had a resident who was a dog show trainer, and so she would go to dog shows and things like that. She loved dogs. She was an incredible lady. She's passed on, but so much fun to talk about. And her room was dog pictures everywhere, awards she had won at her dog show and things like that. When you allow a resident to have the personalization that they want inside of their room, it brightens their attitude, lets them feel like, I've got some control here. I'm really excited to be here. They understand me, they love me, and they want my unique personality here. And it's a really beneficial thing. So doing little things like that can really go a long way, allowing them to have that personalized decor. Having pictures of the residents as well is something that's super fun. In one of our homes, we have outside of the rooms the pictures of the residents, which helps them remember which room is theirs, because sometimes, honestly, they will forget that. So when they see their picture, they know, hey, this is my room. It allows people to put a face to the name and think who it is. Visitors, the staff, new staff, allows you to remember who it is. And if you can do this professionally, it's something that's really fun and cool, and something that families really enjoy seeing as well. So their picture, their portrait somewhere inside the facility is something that's really fun. It could be like a wall that just shows, hey, here's all the residents of our facility. It could be outside their rooms, it could be inside their rooms. You can put it wherever you want, but it's something that's really beneficial. We found is something that residents really enjoy seeing those pictures, and they have a lot of fun with them. Next one is going to be activities and events. So activities and events inside of your facility are really important. It's generally a state requirement that you do regular activities, like at least one a day, sometimes multiple a day. And so you have to do that. You have to kind of track them. But when you're doing those things, and it can't just be like bingo or puzzles every single time, it's got to be fun little things. Helps out with motor skills, engaging opportunities where you can come together and build these relationships. It's a requirement, but also it's a ton of fun and something that's really exciting. Some facilities hire like an activities coordinator. Some people will just delegate it to one of their employees. Some administrators will take that on. But building out a really robust activity calendar can really give people the opportunity to feel comfortable in what they're doing and the interactions they have with the people that are there. And then a fourth one is having mealtime together. So if you think and read about family time and the importance of having meals together, it's the same thing with assisted living. When you have meals together and you have those conversations, you build those relationships, it really can help people feel like they're not isolated, that they have this sense of community, that they feel loved, and they're building these relationships with people. It removes that concern about being lonely, because it goes away because you are having these meals together and building those relationships. Now, in large facilities, you're going to have like big, large cafeteria room, and there's going to be these little cliques and things like that of the people that sit by which, certain people or whatever. But in a small residential style home, you're just going to have, the dining room, maybe an extension of the kitchen, where people come together and they eat. And it really fosters this community there. It's part of the reason why I love residential assisted living, because of the close relationships that the staff and the residents are able to create. And it comes through doing activities and mealtime together, and all of these things that we've been talking about really allows you to build these strong relationships that build that community and make people excited to live inside the home with you. Now, as you are building out that community, something else that I want you to be aware of is you've got to maintain it. You've got to keep the community thriving. You got to do those base things, those 4 things we talked about: room decor, pictures, mealtime, activities, and events. You want to do all of those things. Very important for you to do that, but you want to keep going and going beyond that. And a few ideas that I have for you, some tips on how to create and maintain that community that is thriving and people are still excited to go there, is checking in on your residents' needs on a regular basis. You want to make sure that you're meeting those needs. They have everything that they need, that they feel comfortable inside of the home, and they know how to really progress and reach their health goals. You want to be making sure that all of their needs are always met. It's absolutely key. It's crucial. It's a big part of assisted living. You got to make sure that those needs are met. But that can go a long way to building that thriving community, to let them know, hey, they care about me. Like they're asking me on a consistent basis how I'm doing. And if I'm not doing good, they're actually making changes for me because they know I need it. That goes a long way towards doing that. You also want to celebrate big events, and that could be birthdays, or like, hey, they went to rehab and they came back, and so you're celebrating them coming back. throw parties. I mean, these aren't, high school, college parties where people are going crazy. It's like, hey, we got a cake, or we made their favorite meal. Those types of ways of celebrating when somebody comes in, it can really make a difference and make people feel like a family. Holidays, we like to do barbecues in the summer for the 4th of July, Memorial Day, a bunch of those types of holidays, and bring family and let them kind of interact with the residents and get a feel for them and what the house is like, and people really enjoy it. And it's been a really beneficial thing in our homes to do those types of activities and events and celebrate those things with our residents. Another one is to be just adaptable to resident feedback. Resident tells you, hey, I don't like how this happens. I wish we would do these types of activities. I wish we wouldn't do that. You want to take that feedback, and you have to be respectful of all of the other residents. So you do have to manage 10, however many residents you have in your facility, 10, 20, and you're juggling all of those things. But if it is a reasonable request and it's not going to step on anybody else's toes, you want to incorporate some of those suggestions from the residents, because it allows them to feel valued and excited to continue living inside of the facility with you. So to recap this video, we've been talking a lot about how to build that thriving community. We talked about number one, why you need to build that thriving community. And then we talked about how you can do that with some really solid tips in helping move that along. If you found this video to be helpful, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell as well so you get notified every time we put out content like this. I go live on Tuesdays, we put out content on Thursdays, and we'd love to help you out along your journey of launching your own assisted living business. If you go to alimastermind.com and fill out the questionnaire, it will allow me to see where you're at on your journey and give you some specific guidance on how I can help you make the progress that you want to make so you can launch your assisted living business and create the time and financial freedom that you're looking for. Does residential assisted living sound interesting to you, but you don't know how to get started? At Assisted Living Investing, I'm here to help beginners like you launch their assisted living business in the next 12 months. And remember, it doesn't take a lot, just a little bit. Just keep going step by step by step. And I promise you that if you do that and you are consistent and persistent, you will be successful. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.